Andy Whiteman, to be followed by Tavish Scott.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, and thanks for the Minister for advance sight of his statement. I also want to thank the Minister for having the good grace back in June 2017.
I'm sorry, would members please stop having conversations across the chamber, listen to the questions and the answers? Mr Whiteman, thank you.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Good grace back in June 2017 to admit there were problems and the complaints were legitimate, and I commend the Scottish Ministers for accepting all the recommendations. I also want to put on record the commendation for the Scottish Information Commission on a very thorough piece of work, which does reveal serious failings. For example, it does make clear that different treatment was given to journalists and MSPs, and that this has no basis in law. Can I ask the Minister two questions? First of all, given that in his statement he says that the legal duty to comply with FOI and EIR legislation lies with ministers, and given that the Scottish Information Commissioner say in paragraph 140 that there's nothing in FOI law or the Code of Practice that permits authorities to treat certain group of requesters less preferentially than others, given that, does he agree that the Scottish Government have broken the law? And secondly, why did Scottish ministers draft special rules and guidance for handling media requests in the first place? Which minister instructed that and which minister signed it off?
Minister.
The Information Commissioner has given us recommendations about how we make changes to those processes. We have accepted the Commissioner's recommendations, and on that particular point we have put in place new guidance with immediate effect.